Oh boy, we just need to slow down. I'll just be very open and candid with you about my own story. It was one of the most scary things I had ever gone through. It's like, I don't know if I can keep doing this shit. Oh boy, this is a topic, how to open up your heart again, how to open up to love when you've been hurt. So listen, this one is a conversation. So if you're in a rush and you're busy, you just need to stop. And we need to talk, babe. We need to slow everything down. See, that's what your damn problem is. You're always moving around so damn fast. You don't just slow down. It's time to slow down. But really, this is a conversation. This is not something that we just want to rush through and be like, okay, step one, you're going to do this. Step two, you're... No. We just need to slow down. So I have my coffee here. We have a nice little conversation. I even got my little cookie here. We're in the south of France. It's where I live. So sit down and we're going to talk about this. When you've been hurt, you know, it's why I see a lot of singles staying single. It's because there's been hurt. I'll just be very open and candid with you about my own story. Let me have a cookie first. You know, probably not the best thing to do when you're doing a YouTube video, but it seemed right. It was a good idea. You know, you might be watching this, you might be saying, Arica, this isn't my first time getting hurt. This keeps happening. And I did actually a video about this, about how to break the cycle of failed relationships, but chances are if you're watching this, you've been hurt over and over again. And what happens is your heart starts feeling beat up. And it's like, I don't know if I can keep doing this shit. And the reality is, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're right, you can't keep doing it. Because every time that you get in a relationship and you continue to be hurt, it leaves a mark. I don't care what people say. And I don't buy into the BS of, you can't bring what happened in the last relationship into your next one. Yes, you can. If you don't heal, if that doesn't get addressed, if those wounds don't get talked about, oh, you most certainly can. Because where the hell is that hurt gonna go? So, now we need the coffee. You know, the only way to really open up, I'm gonna share with you at the very end of the video what really needs to happen. I'm gonna give you some pointers and some practical advice on what are the next steps, but at the end, I really wanna say, like, if you don't do this, you're not gonna find love again. It's just not gonna happen. So the first thing is, you know, love and opening ourselves up to love is always going to require courage. So I remember I had gotten married at 18, which I don't suggest. It's very religious reasons and all of that. I won't go into detail. I do in my emotional warrior program. If you want to hear the real story, you got to go get the program. But I remember I was 26 and divorced. And I had a lot of shame. I was so angry. I was so resentful. And you know, those are all what they say are secondary emotions, but underneath that was tremendous sadness, tremendous hurt. And I remember I had moved to a different state. I was like, I just need to get away from Texas, where I was born, get the hell out of here, get the hell away from everybody. Like, I was hurt, I was pissed, I was mad, and I was running. And I remember meeting up with one of my mom's friends in where I had moved to. And I told her, I'm not getting married again. I'm not having children. I don't want any of that. I was so hurt. And the reality was my divorce was one of the most scary things I had ever gone through. And there's a whole backstory and all that. And like I said, I open up about it in my emotional warrior program, but I'm not gonna go in through the full beans here. But the reality is there was a lot of hurt there. And thankfully, before I had left the marriage, I had gotten introduced to like inner child work and just kind of like self-help and counseling and all that. So thank God I did that. But the reality is when we go through hurt, we make vows in our heart. And we make these vows out of self-protection. And so that's what we typically do. When we've been hurt, we go into self-protection mode. So what does that like physically look like? Self-protection mode looks like, it's like going this. You put this armor around you. It's like, I'm not gonna let anyone in. But here's the thing, as human beings, we're wired for love. We're wired for connection. So it's like this. You're like, I'm not gonna let anybody in. But you're like peeking, you're like, but will somebody love me? Because I really would love some companionship. It's getting lonely here. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm horny. I'm hurting. Will somebody love me? But you've got that like self-protection. You're protecting yourself like a turtle, like a ninja turtle, you know? You peek your head out and you're like, is it safe out here? And nowadays with dating, you're like, oh, hell no. Dating apps? No. Back then, in my days, dating was actually a hell of a lot of fun, which is how I got into this business. Someone was like, you need to give dating advice. You're damn good at it, which thankfully my work has evolved over the past, 15 years of doing this. But it was easier then, and it was a lot of fun. But still, when you've been hurt, it's like you keep operating out of that self-protection. And so to come out of that, to come out of this self-protection, damn, it requires bravery. And here's the other thing that I want to address. Like, you can't hold a cynical heart. I think that is the most poisonous thing that you can do. You know, when I expressed that to my mom's friend, I was coming from a very angry, hard, cynical place. And when you embrace cynicism and you go, oh, I'm just joking, you're not. That comes from a place of truth inside of you. Something that a lie, it's not true, but it's a truth for you. It's a lie that you're believing, that love will never be safe, that you're always gonna fail at love, that people aren't safe, that the people that you attract are just sick people. And so what's the point? And so you start partnering with cynicism. But here's the thing, I just want you to get this visualization that when you partner with cynicism, it is like partnering with like cancer. It's like taking a poison and just drinking it and thinking like, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. It's fine. It's just a little bit of poison. And it's like, a little bit of poison. I'll give you a lighthearted story. When I was little, my dad caught my sister and I had eaten rat poisoning, and my dad was like, did you girls eat this? Did you eat it? It was like hidden behind an oven, you know, back in those days, and we somehow found it. My dad was like, did you eat it? Did you eat it? And I was like, being the oldest and a Leo and the boss, I'd be like, I know eat. Jackie eat. And my dad was like, oh hell. He's like, both of these kids. And then like had to like rush us to, I don't know if he called the ambulance or if they told him to give us a bunch of milk, I don't know, but point is, it had to get it out of our system. And the thing is, when you partner with cynicism, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you kids ate rat poisoning. Well, kids do some crazy shit, just like adults. Just like getting into cynicism and thinking that you're gonna be able to find love. We do stupid shit sometimes. And so when you partner with cynicism, you're partnering with a lie. You're partnering with hardness. It's not the truth about love. It's maybe your experiences, but our experiences aren't always the truth about what love in general is, right? So partnering with cynicism is not gonna do you any good. But it does take a lot of courage to say, I refuse to live my life in self-protection. So self-protection, like, I'm gonna share with you at the end, like what you can do to get out of that, because you're like, oh hell yeah, Arica, that's me. Cynicism, like, listen, I can't help you. That has to be your damn choice. Like, you have to choose to come out of partnership out of that. Like, we can address that, we can bring some healing to that, but if you choose to continue, I have a girlfriend of mine, and she just continues to be dark about love. And I'm like, girl, that's why your ass is lonely now, because you keep partnering with darkness. You can't let the light of love in when you're partnering with darkness. It doesn't work that way. So self-protection, cynicism, all these things that we think are just okay, are not. And they actually hold us back. So what do we have to do? The reality is that we have to bring healing to those places. I remember going through, and this is sometimes what healing looks like. You know, healing sometimes, yes, is doing it on your own, and that will get you so far. But I'll never forget working with some life coaches of mine who were really good at inner healing and knew about inner child work, which is something that I love to take my clients through, because I've been doing inner child work since I was in my 20s, and I'm like, it works, it works, it works, it works. And so I remember my life coach at the time, I was working with him and his wife, and I remember them just holding me and going through just even some childhood experiences that I had had, and just saying, I'm so sorry you went through that. That was not okay. And babe, if that's you right now and you're like, Arica, I don't know if I can open up my heart to love because it's been hurt so much. And it's been hurt so deeply. I just wish I could just like reach across and just grab you and hold you and be like, baby, I am so sorry that that happened to you. That must have hurt so bad. It must have been so painful. And I'm so sorry. It wasn't okay. It wasn't okay what they did to you. I can just feel the person on the other side of this right now. I can just feel you just crying. Makes me want to cry with you. I'm an empath, in case you can't tell. You're like, you have to be an empath when you're recording a video and there's no one around, and and you haven't even put this out, but yet you're still speaking. That's like futuring. That's like some next level shit. But that's what we're on here at aricaangelo.com. Some next level shit to take you to your next level. And it's like, baby, it wasn't okay. And I'm so sorry that you're hurting right now. And I wish I could just hold you. And I wish I could just squeeze you. I wish you could just lay your head on my chest. And I wish I could just stroke your hair and wipe the tears that are, I can just feel this person. And just wipe the tears that are coming from your face. And just to say, baby, it's okay. Your hurt is okay. Your tears are okay. They're accepted. And that is the biggest breakthrough right there, is just like I set the precedence at the beginning of this video of like, just slow down. That is the biggest mistake that people make when they've been hurt, is some people just want to go fast because you want to get out of the pain. You want to go buy some shit. You want to go on a vacation. You know, you hear women going through divorces and they go on vacations. I'm like, bitch, your shit's still going to be there when you come back home. That hurt's still going to be there, so you might as well deal with it. Guys go buy fast cars. I can't tell you how many guys I know go and buy fast cars. I'm like, that is just a mirror of what's going on inside of you. You need something fast so you can run away as fast as you possibly can. Run away from your pain. Let me know how that works for you. But you've got to slow down. Running from the hurt doesn't do shit. It's actually just sitting with it. And, you know, that's where like someone like myself, like a coach who can walk you through that, because there's only so far that you can take yourself. But at the end of the day, like, we're designed for community. One of my coaching programs, it's my bigger coaching program, I put a community aspect into it, and I made it longer because I used to do like short-term coaching. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, people need that, like, yeah, the upfront coaching, but then they need that like experience of like having community, because shit gets scary, shit gets hard sometimes. So you need that sense of like someone to walk you through, and you need that community. Because something I used to always say in my videos was, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. And I have said this, and I think I even say this in my Emotional Warrior program. I say, but when did we get too big for our britches, where we're like, I don't need the village anymore, I got me? It's such bullshit. Like, this independence, Western self-made horseshit is just that. It's just so full of crap. It's just not real. It's not honest. And then you watch these people, and then they do something horrible, or they, you know, or they build this whole life that they pretend that they're fine, and then they're like, I have so many regrets. It's like, no shit, Sherlock, really. But the reality is, it's like, we're not meant to do life alone. And so running from your hurt, not the solution. Sitting with it is a solution. And there's so far that you can take yourself. You know, sometimes in those beginning stages, we do need that alone time. But damn, do we need each other. Like, we really, really need that support. And so if you're wanting to open your heart again to love, you have to first address why you shut it down in the first place. Oh, that is so good. That is so good, Arica, Angelo. You got to address why you shut it down in the first place. And you know, I just did this video about breaking the cycle out of relationships, but some of you might be watching and you're like, well, it's because I found an asshole. Well, why did you find an asshole? Why did you accept that asshole in your life? Like, what hurt was going on inside of you? What kind of self-worth said that you had to accept those crumbs in your life, like these cookie crumbs on my plate? What inside of you said that that was okay for you, and you stood in that, and you chose to stay in that? So if that's where you're at, and it's just like blaming people, I'm like, oh, child, get ready for the next heartache. Like, no one else is gonna tell you the truth. Mama Arica Angelo, a little intimacy doctor. I'm not a real doctor, but that's what I've been called, as an intimacy doctor. I like know how to get into people's hearts and be like, ooh, that's what's going on. But if that's where you're at and you're just like, oh, that person was just an asshole, honey, you got a long road. You have a long road to go, and the next person is not gonna be any better, because you're gonna be there. You're gonna be in the relationship, and that's where they're like, I'm not watching this, click. No, because you're there. Because you have your shit that you're not looking at, and you're bringing in the next relationship. So yeah, that person may have been an asshole, but there is something in you that liked that. And so what was it that you liked that? So the reality is, whatever it was that caused you to shut down, like, running away from it's not the answer. Self-protecting and just hoping that it never happens again, that hoping your way that you never have that experience is very dangerous. And I say that because there's a reason why you got there. You know, I went through that one time where I was dealing with a narcissist, and it was so easy. It's so easy when you have someone like a narcissist that it's like, oh, why? Oh yeah, I mean, they're a narcissist, they're assholes. Of course, like, I'm good. That person was like, but why did you like that narcissist? And then you start going into it, you're like, oh shit, that was trauma bonding. Ooh, and what part of me was playing a role in that? And so until you come to that place where you're able to say, I need to look at what got me here, what got me to shut off my heart, I would say you're not ready. And I'm just gonna be really honest with you. And you can be like, Arica, you don't know me. You're right, I don't know you, but let's just watch. Let me just sit back here, drink my cup of coffee, and let's just watch what happens in your life. And then when you get in the next relationship and it doesn't work out, and you got a big boo-boo on your heart, you're like, I got a boo-boo on my heart, Mama Arica Angelo. I'm like, really, baby? You don't say. Come here, come on. You ready to look at why the hurt's there? I'm ready now. Okay, let's do the work, baby. Let's do the work. So I hope that I like this more of a just talking session. I'm good at sitting on the couch and be like, first you need to do this, second you need to do that, third you need to do that. But you know what? I have learned through a coach, as she said, Arica, people will forget what you say, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And sometimes we can't really feel ourselves unless we just sit down and have a conversation. So I hope, let me know in the comment section if this style resonates with you, the conversational style. Because here's the thing, like a lot of times when we are trying to get answers on YouTube, which listen, I am a YouTube hoe. I love going on YouTube, like, where's my next answer? Like, I love it. Like, I've been doing YouTube for like, I don't know, 13 years. I love this shit for my own life. But sometimes if we're just constantly moving through videos, we never just pause and allow ourselves to feel. And so in that, we can have that conversation, and you and I can connect, and you can go, okay, what's really going on with me? Because you're never gonna transform as long as you're like in this fast pace and what's the next answer? Okay, Arica, break it down in 1, 2, 3s. Yeah, but where do you change in that? Because I'm sure as hell not doing this with my life. I'm not here to serve your heart for 15 years just so that you can get an itch, you can get a Band-Aid. Hell no. I'm about you living life victoriously, connected to the power of love and seeing yourself as powerful and seeing yourself as lovable and removing those barriers, removing those traumas. Not that you can remove traumas, but heal through them and love you through your hurt, and to get some clarity and go, let's do this instead. Let's get on the right path. That's why I'm here, not just to scratch your itch or put a Band-Aid on it. That doesn't do shit. No, we got to heal. We got to grow. And if this video is speaking to you, like it. Help a sister out with my YouTube channel, because yeah, that's another story. And make sure that you subscribe. If you want more stuff like this, subscribe. But you have to turn on your notification bell, because if you just subscribe, like, that's it. Then you don't, actually, YouTube doesn't tell you anything. I'm just looking at my YouTube notes. I'm like, did I say anything? And then listen, I'm supposed to also talk about my website. If you need help, I have resources. You know, I have my online courses that are so impactful. There's so much truth, so many bombshells of truth in there that will set you free. Go do those online courses. And if you're like, Arica, I got the money, I need you to tell me what the hell to do, because shit is real. I need you to hold my hand. Then check out my coaching. But if you're like, nope, I'm on a budget and I need to figure this out on my own, do those online courses. Oh my gosh, because when I do this stuff, I pour my heart, and you're gonna feel, a lot of people when they watch my stuff, even on my YouTubes, they're like, when you say that I am so loved, I feel that. And I can't tell you how many people have wrote into me saying that they, just watching my videos, would just be in tears just to hear that they were loved and that they were valuable. And yes, I have a power in my life that makes people feel loved, and what a gift. But I don't want it to just stop there. When you watch my courses, yeah, you're gonna feel that power that I bring. But when you do those courses, instead of just feeling my love on YouTube videos, I want to set you up so that you can continuously be loved. So it's not just like you come to me for a scratch, but it's like, no, I have been equipped and empowered by Arica Angelo to be loved on the daily, because it's that important. Let me tell you, love is not a luxury. Comment that in the comment section. Love is not a luxury. It is everything. I always say, I'm going to wrap this up because I know this is long and my lighting is on point, that when the people who were in the planes, and with the whole 9/11 and the Twin Towers, that when they were in those planes and they knew in that moment that their life was coming to an end and they could feel the force of it, that they weren't thinking about their careers and shit, I wonder if that deal is gonna close, or I wonder if my followers are going to like this, or I wonder like where my investments are right now. Are they on point? Are they tracking right now? Are we getting a positive flow going there? Is my Lamborghini okay? Did I put it in the garage? Did I leave the garage door open? Did I get that? I put that offer on that house. Did it go through? Hell no. That's not what people were thinking about. They were thinking about, oh, if I could just tell my mother one last time how much I love her. Why was I angry at my wife? Why did I just not kiss her? Why did I not just pour my heart out to her? Why did I just push that person out of my life? Why didn't I let them in? Some people were just, it was even darker for them. I'm going down all alone because that's what I chose. And I never chose to be loved by anyone. So don't let that be you. Get your priorities right. Get your priorities right. We're made for love. You're made for love. I know you've been hurt, but baby, you can heal through this hurt. Reach out to me on my website. I'd love to be able to walk you through that. But you will heal through this. Your heart, it's more courageous than you think. It really is. So give it an opportunity. Don't partner with cynicism. Don't go into blame mode like my girlfriend. And don't stay in self-protection. Yeah, that might get you through for a little while, but you're resilient. There are answers, there are solutions. But you were made to be loved. And the fact that you are even watching this video is your heart speaking, going, help, help, I want to be loved again. I'm so scared, Arica. I'm frightened. I'm terrorized. But I want to be loved again. And babe, give yourself that opportunity. I love you so much. My heart goes out to you. I know it's not a fun place to be, but the reality is that there's freedom on the other side of you not running from you. I'll see you in one of my next videos. Take care.